welcome everyone to the second episode. We are the Average Cast. My name is Eamon, and I am joined here today by Gavin and Jake.
Hello.
What's up?
We have a pretty packed show planned for you guys today. We're going to be talking about our movie that Gavin picked, Ex Machina. So we're all pretty excited about that. We all seem to have pretty positive opinions towards it, I think. But before we get into all of that, I'd like to hit you guys with a piece of trivia. What was the first Pixar movie to receive a rating higher than G in the United States? Was it Monsters, Inc., The Incredibles, Toy Story, or Finding Nemo?
I'm going to have to go with The Incredibles.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree. I think definitely because the action.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? No losing horn for you guys today. You guys both got it right.
Hey.
Congrats.
Yes, sir.
So, if you guys ever get it wrong, you guys will hear this horn. So, all right. So, someone brought up the topic about our favorite Harry Potter movie, and I thought we could talk about that. I think we all ranked. Did we all rank the Harry Potter movies?
Yes,
Okay.
we did.
Do you guys want to run through your rankings? Gavin, do you want to go first?
Sure. Yeah, Gavin, you go ahead.
Okay, number 1 on my list, I got Goblet of Fire. Number 2, solid number 2. It's really close to number 1, Order of the Phoenix. Then we got Deathly Hallows Part 2. It's number 3. Prisoner of Azkaban, number 4. Chamber of Secrets, number 5. Sorcerer's Stone, number 6. Deathly Hallows Part 2, number 7. And Half-Blood Prince, number 8.
Did you mean to say Part 1 for number 7?
Yes, Part 1.
All right. I'll do mine next. I'm going to go from the bottom up.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right, so number 8, Chamber of Secrets. Number 7, Deathly Hallows Part 1. Gavin, you and I had that in the same place. Number 6, Half-Blood Prince. Number 5, The Sorcerer's Stone. Number 4, Goblet of Fire. Number 3, Prisoner of Azkaban. Number 2, Order of the Phoenix. And number 1, Deathly Hallows Part 2.
All right. Well, I'm going to start from the bottom as well. So I got, in 8th place, I have The Half-Blood Prince. 7th place, I have Deathly Hallows Part 1. 6th place, I have Chamber of Secrets. 5th place, I have Goblet of Fire. 4th place, I have Sorcerer's Stone. 3rd place, I have Prisoner of Azkaban. 2nd place, I have Deathly Hallows Part 2. And 1st place, I have Order of the Phoenix. And granted, I don't know about you guys. I personally don't hate any of these movies, so I think they're all pretty good. Even
I would agree.
Even the worst of the bunch is pretty solid.
Yes.
Except for the last Fantastic Beasts. That movie is not very good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like, even though I hate Half-Blood Prince, or like it's the least on my list, I don't hate it.
You don't hate it?
No, I don't.
You can't hate it. It's got some good stuff in it.
They all have good stuff in them. Some are just better than others. That's all.
Yeah, I know. I completely agree. But I mean, I think for me, growing up with Harry Potter, just all the movies when they come together, they just create this world that it's so well done. And I don't know. I think they really achieved what Harry Potter would actually be like in real life, like going to Hogwarts and stuff. That's why I have fond memories of all of them and don't really dislike any of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. They haven't made any bad movies. They're all great movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like the best part about them is the way they set up the universe and the characters of Harry, Ron, and Hermione, and I just think they did that really well.
Yeah.
And even like the weaker movies are still so well done, and I just think they're all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. Wait, so what was your number 3 again, Jake?
My my number 3 was Prisoner of Azkaban, and Goblet of Fire was 4.
We have the
Gotcha.
So me and Jake, we have the same for number 3.
Yeah,
We
Prisoner of
have
Azkaban.
the
It's high up
So
there.
good.
I think for cinematic, like film wise, it's probably like the best directed.
Yeah, Alfonso Cuarón came in and
Yeah,
did a great job.
He did great. But I think Order of the Phoenix is the best of all of them. I guess I'll get into that in a second. Gavin, you had Goblet of Fire, number 1.
I love Goblet of Fire and I love Order of the Phoenix pretty much almost equally.
So what makes
both of
it
those are-
change? Like what could
I feel like there's some slow points in Order of the Phoenix that I don't think there is in Goblet of Fire. Like Goblet of Fire is so engaging to me.
Okay.
And it was the first encounter with Voldemort that you actually like see his face,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and I thought the acting for up to then, like the first 4 movies, like the 4th movie was like the peak of that acting of the first 4.
Well, don't
Mhm.
don't
And
you
I thought-
technically see him in Sorcerer's Stone? Technically.
Well, not really. Like his full form.
Yeah,
his full
his
form,
full
his
form.
full-
Yeah.
Yeah, with
And
Ray
they
Fiennes.
did it so well.
Yeah. I bet seeing that in like 2005 was crazy. To
Yeah.
see
The
him
whole
resurrected.
the whole grave with his dad's like gravestone right there with death with a scythe
Mhm.
holding Harry Potter.
That wasn't
Scythe.
that wasn't his dad.
His dad's was right there next to him.
Yeah, no, it was his.
It was his dad. It was his dad.
His bar-
And,
his-
another part about that
His parents'
Robert
gravestone?
Pattinson was really good in that movie as well.
His parents' gravestone?
Yes, it's in that scene.
No, it's not. They're
Look
not.
it up.
That's not in
Look it up.
Godric's. They're buried in Godric's Hollow. I know that.
Look it up.
Okay.
So, anyways, moving on. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so the acting I thought was really good in that movie as well. So, what's your favorite, Jake?
So mine,
Yeah.
number 1 on my list is Deathly Hallows Part 2. Or do we have a little fact check right here, Eamon?
Yeah. They. So I looked up where are James and Lily Potter buried.
No, not the Potters. Not the Potters.
Who are you talking
I
about
Who?
then?
wasn't talking about the Potters. I was talking about Tom Riddle's parents.
Oh yeah. No, yeah, they're buried there.
Oh
I
yeah,
thought-
I-
'cause-
I
'cause
I thought I heard you say James.
No, you said Harry, and then after that you said his father. So I thought you said
Well,
I thought you
Harry
meant-
was nailed to the post where
Yeah.
death was.
no. Yeah, no. He
No.
yeah. I thought you meant Harry's dad. I thought that was in relation with that. Can you kind of
so-
yeah? All right. So yeah, no, yeah, they're
Well-
buried there.
Little correction there.
That's okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so topped off at my list is Deathly Hallows Part 2, because, like, I honestly love Order of the Phoenix and Goblet of Fire and Prisoner of Azkaban so much. I think they're all really, really great. Definitely the better half of the 8 films.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they're all great, like I said. But for me, Deathly Hallows Part 2, I kind of have it at the top of my list just because it was such a great finale and such a great wrap up to the whole series.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily have it there, maybe because it's my like all time favorite out of the series. I kind of have it there because it was just such a great conclusion, and I think they wrapped it up really, 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 really well. So some of them are interchangeable for me, but it's just this series is so sacred to me. So I think having Deathly Hallows Part 2 at the top just shows that they did it really well, and they finished off the series I think perfectly, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Order of the Phoenix, Deathly Hallows Part 2, and Goblet of Fire are all pretty much almost even to me, because like you can't hate on Deathly Hallows Part 2. Like that was the best finale they could give to us.
I
Yeah,
feel like
definitely.
other than like, I can't really think of a, like, probably besides like Avengers to Good and Bad People. I can't really think of a finale to like a franchise that's better.
Yeah.
Because I mean, even Star Wars wasn't able to pull off a good finale. I feel like their finale was very underwhelming. I feel, and maybe that's also that could also be due in part to there being a book, so they kind of had a little bit of a guideline to kind of follow. But I mean, you also have to translate it well onto the screen, which I think they did really well.
And there's some little and big things that are cut off from every book onto like the big screen.
Yeah.
Like Eamon, you brought up some good points earlier about some things that were taken off Goblet of Fire. If you want to talk about that.
Yeah. In the Goblet of Fire, they Ludo Bagman doesn't exist. The Triwizard Tournament is described in pretty great detail in the book, but they don't give really. They only give like one scene of the tournament itself, because right after the start of the game, it cuts forward to after the game, which I think was kind of stupid because after reading the book and having the tournament and or not the tournament, having the game described to you through these pages, I feel like it would have been really interesting to see at least a little bit more. We also get introduced to Winky during the Quidditch World Cup, and she doesn't exist at all in that movie. I also feel
but that movie was so long as it's 2 hours and 37 minutes as is.
Yeah,
so
but I'm just talking about the little things
they pulled it off perfectly.
I'm just talking about the little things that they kind of let out.
Well, yeah, that book is so full of stuff. I mean, you kind of have to.
That's one of the bigger books too.
They also,
for the movie, you kind of have to shave it a little bit.
For some reason, I don't. Beauxbatons and Durmstrang, they're both in the movie. They're both separate gender schools, like gender exclusive schools. So like Beauxbatons is women or female, and Durmstrang is male. But in the book, they're both boy and girl schools. So I don't know why they decide to change it there. Personally, I just feel like that's kind of it's a little unnecessary in my opinion. I think
it's a little cool aspect that they added. Honestly, in my opinion, I think that's a cool little aspect. I don't know.
How so?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know really how to describe it, but I just can't. I can't think of ways of boys being in that blue uniform or girls being in the Russian uniform. And I know they would have different. Of course, their uniforms would be a little bit different, but I just now that I've seen the movie, I just can't go back thinking about that.
I guess so.
Beauxbaton seems more feminine, and Durmstrang seems more masculine.
Well, that's kind of like that's kind of the cool thing about
with.
it. I just feel like since Rowling wrote it that way, I don't know why you would just change it, because it does nothing for the story, really.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think it would matter either way, though.
I know, but I'm just like, if it doesn't really affect the story that much, I don't know why you would change it to begin with. Maybe to build diversity or world building, like, gender exclusive schools exist in the wizarding world, maybe, but I don't really know. I just feel like that was kind of like a small thing that they didn't really need to, talk about.
I thought it was kind of cool because it's kind of almost like a real world aspect, because there's boys and girls exclusive schools like around the world, and I think that's another aspect that they brought that was so like as a kid like realistic almost. Because Hogwarts is kind of like regular school. But not regular, but wizards for them. And then you think about boys and girls only. I don't know. I think that's cool. That's a cool little aspect they added. But
yeah, there was and also I feel like they kind of ruined the whole mystery between Barty Crouch Jr. My opinion, because in the book. in the book you go basically like 3/4 or like a long chunk of the book thinking that he's dead, and the first scene in the movie is a current like sort of it's like a scene that takes place like a few days before the actual like movie itself takes place, where the caretaker of the Riddle property sees Barty Crouch Jr. and Wormtail talking to like the kind of fetus Voldemort.
Right.
And I feel like that kind of ruins the whole mystery because they don't have that part in the book. So you go this whole way thinking that Barty Crouch Jr. has been dead this whole time. So you wouldn't ever expect him to be disguised as Mad-Eye. But in the first scene of this movie, they ruin it by showing him there. And it's not like a flash. It's not like a flashback.
I don't think they ruined the Mad-Eye. I don't think they ruined the Mad-Eye whole.
I think they do.
You know what's going on, but you don't know who he is. He could just be another Death Eater.
But they say his name.
Well, you don't even know Mad-Eye Moody when he first comes in the movie is Barty Crouch Jr. That's not revealed.
Yeah,
I know, but the thing is, you think he's dead, so he's out of the picture. He's out of the picture here, and also they do build suspense. They have those these like first person like shots with Mad-Eye Moody where it's like supposed to be through his eye, and that kind of breaks the mystery. Like something is going on, you know.
Really, you think so?
I think so.
Yeah,
in my opinion,
I don't.
But I think they covered that up by him helping out Harry through the tournament, like helping him succeed.
Well, yeah, but like, okay, fine.
Kind of cancels out that
the mystery. Yeah, I guess it's still sort of there, but it's not as great as in the movie or in the book. Because in the book,
I don't know.
In the book, he's not in. Like he's out of the question. He's out of the picture. He doesn't relate to any of this right now. And then towards the end of the book, where you actually find out, oh, Mad-Eye Moody has actually been kept in his trunk, this whole time, and this imposter is Barty Crouch Jr., who everyone thought was dead because he died. He supposedly died in Azkaban. You know. So everyone perceived him to be dead, but actually he's alive, and he was just using Polyjuice Potion to act as an imposter of Mad-Eye Moody. So I just think there's more layers to it in the book. It's like the film is a bit more cut and dry. Like, oh, this person who we saw in flashbacks and who was convicted and sent to Azkaban is this guy who, is Mad-Eye Moody. And
one thing that I think is cool about the fourth one is that over a lot of the Harry Potter movies, it revolves around Harry, but there's also a lot of like Hermione and Ron. Mm-hmm. But I feel like in the fourth one, it's just strictly Harry.
I can see that.
They have the Yule Ball where they're all together, and then like sometimes like Hermione came in that 10th at one time, and then the reporter made a big deal. But like other than that, I don't think that they're in this movie that much. It didn't feel to me. And then the acting,
because Ron is angry at Harry the whole time, or a good chunk of the time.
And it I like how they display Daniel Radcliffe displays his acting, and I think the acting in that, other than David Tennant, who actually plays Barty Crouch, I don't think he's that good of an actor. But I think Brendan Gleeson and Robert Pattinson did both really good in that movie, along with Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, they cast very well.
Yeah, they were. So, yeah. Also, during the those first person shots with Mad-Eye's eye, they do like, and I watched a few clips yesterday they do like this weird camera noise, like this high tech camera
because
zoom.
of his eye.
it's like zooming in. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like,
but it's but it's so out of place because it's like not even of the time, because those movies take place in the 90s, like the early to mid 90s.
Yeah.
So it feels really out of place. Also, and they mention in one of the books that no like high tech technology works in the wizarding world.
Well,
Yeah.
you're just nitpicking now.
I think that thing.
Yeah,
is,
maybe I am.
I think you're just bringing up some.
I'm not trying to.
points
It
there.
just like even when I watched it back then, I thought it was weird. I just thought it was kind of a weird inclusion.
Yeah.
Like it's just kind of.
I don't know.
I wouldn't expect a sound like that to be in a Harry Potter movie. Personally.
Well, what about the
I don't think that's a game changer for the movie.
What about
though.
what? What about
Yeah,
what?
it doesn't really matter.
Jake, what'd you mention though?
I just said, what about the golden snitch?
The snitch is it's like
Does it make some
a
tech-like sounds?
well, it's an enchanted.
I know.
I
I
guess.
don't
guess
think
so.
it's really tech-like.
I know.
No, not
I'm
really.
just.
I don't know.
It's
It's
just kind of
not.
like fluttering sounds.
It's like a bewitched item, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Or not really bewitched, it's just enchanted. Like an enchanted item.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah. It covered Goblet of Fire pretty well.
Yeah.
yeah.
Should we move to my favorite, or Jake, what about... I mean, we kind of talked about part 2.
Yeah, we did.
I
Alright.
have no complaints about part 2, honestly.
Yeah, Sam, I don't really have any problem with it.
I just thought it
Actually,
was a
except
great
for the
conclusion.
part that you kind of don't get to see... you don't get to see, like... Because in the book, Fred dies, you know? He dies in both the movie and the book.
Mhm.
And you don't get to see him die. In the book, they have a whole scene where he dies, which I think is really good. It's with like him and Percy. I think it's really good.
Yeah.
But they don't have that in the book or in the movie, and it kind of makes me mad. They also don't have a Lupin. They don't show him dying either. But they show
his dead body
yeah, no, I
yeah,
know,
it shows
but,
dead body.
but I'd like to see like their final
next
moment.
to Tonks.
Because he was such a big like part of a movie that like you'd think they'd show him some respect and like show him dying or something, but
Yeah,
they just kind of show his body.
because
I agree with
they
that.
were pretty big parts of the movie, and you know who they do show dying? They show what's her name, Ron's love interest from Half-Blood Prince.
Oh yeah, they do.
show-
I think they just show her body. They step over her because
No, it shows what's his name, Fernan Greyback or whatever. The
Fenrir
werewolf.
Greyback.
What?
Fenrir Greyback.
Fenrir. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then
It shows
she bites
him
or
eating
he bites her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I don't know why they
Gotcha.
dedicated like a scene to her getting mauled, and not a scene to two of the main characters of this
Yeah.
franchise. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I get that.
It's
I
like
get
if
that.
Endgame, if like Donald Duck died, or not Donald Duck, Howard the Duck, if he died, and they show a whole scene of him dying, but like say they didn't show Iron Man.
Yeah,
It's
that seems
a little far. I mean, yeah, but like, or maybe say if like Hawkeye died, because I feel like that's kind of on the same level as like a Lupin, right? Hawkeye.
Mhm.
So imagine if he died, but they show like Howard the Duck getting blown up instead.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Honestly, I'm just so happy that this world was created. Like J.K. Rowling went to bed one night and thought of this whole world. You know, that's how powerful things are. Some people can go to bed and dream of this whole wizarding world and this school and this whole story and backstory. And then other people can go to bed and think, you know that Pixar movie Cars? What if we made another one, but this time we gave planes eyes?
Yeah. I have some complaints about the fifth one. So
Okay.
I think the CGI for like their success that they had up to that point was not that good. Like the Dementors in the beginning, and I thought the Thestrals were really, really, really bad CGI.
I thought they look okay.
I don't have any problem with it. I think
It's not
And
used
then
so much. You know.
and Sirius, yeah, they're not a huge part, but they're just small things. Just like you said, small things about like the noise of his monocle or whatever his eye. But I think they could have done something, made it a little bit better when Sirius Black died, because
I like that.
when he just, it was very emotional. It was a good scene, but the way he just kind of floated off, like
floated.
I don't know, editing wise, I think that could have been better. In my opinion.
How in editing wise, it was like it was one shot.
No, because you see his body, and then it's just like it fades off, and then just disappears. It doesn't even go like slowly. If you look at that shot, I don't know. It's just little things. But, other than that, I love the movie.
I love the sound mixing in that scene where it's like, so you get the whole he gets struck, and then it's just silence, and you hear like the dialogue
the wisp of the wand.
Like the wisps of like the souls from the
when he's like,
and it's very quiet, and there's no music or anything. It's just pitch silent, and then the music kind of swells in, and then like in a bit you get to hear like the screams and stuff. It's kind of echoey. I think it's done really well. Also, in that book, Sirius Black is kind of a dick. He's just kind of he's a real jerk to Harry in that book. Like he's just very like passive. It's really weird because it's not like how he is at all. So they really did him they really did Sirius a favor in this movie. They made him far more likable. And I think scenes that he's in are some of the best in the whole franchise. I was talking to Gavin about. I love the scene with him and Harry in the Black House and looking at the family tree. And Harry asks if he's like a bad person.
Place.
You're You're cutting out.
I said when he's in Grimald Place.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's a great scene.
Grimald Place. Yeah, my bad. And like he asks, like, Harry asks, like, am I a bad person? And like I think the line delivery there is really well done. It's just very natural. And Sirius Black is like, you're not a bad person, Harry. You're just you're a good person who bad things have happened to. And I love that line.
Mm-hmm. It's a good line.
And also I catch something. This was the most recent Harry Potter movie I watched. I watched it a few weeks ago, and there's something that I haven't really ever noticed before, and I just think it's so great. During the final battle at the Ministry, when Harry and Sirius are fighting side by side, and Harry lands like a really good hit on, I think it was Lucius. Sirius, unbeknownst to him, he just unknowingly says, "Nice one, James."
Yeah, I noticed that.
And James was his best, was basically his best friend, and it shows how much he still misses him, that he doesn't even catch himself, saying to James's son and calling him James. I just think that's a really great touch, and that's right before he dies. Yeah, it's like the last thing he says to Harry.
It says, yeah.
Yeah, do you guys want to talk about Ex Machina now?
Well, I want to bring up some more stuff, personally.
Okay, we
that's
can talk about this for a little bit, but go ahead.
I think my favorite whole part of the movie is kind of showing the unity of Dumbledore's army. I think the whole montage of them training, I think, is really well done. That's one of my favorite parts of the franchise.
Mhm.
I like something about the unity of them forming their own organization
Mhm.
and like fighting for themselves this time. I also think that Order of the Phoenix has the best non-Voldemort villain with Umbridge. I think she's just
Oh yeah.
beside Voldemort. I think she's the greatest villain.
Mhm.
Yeah, you really
yeah,
hate her.
she's-
in the
Like
movie.
you love to hate her. It's and seeing her dragged
Yes.
off into the forest by the centaurs is one of the most rewarding parts of that movie.
Also,
Yeah.
when Benjamin bring the
Wait, what? You cut out?
when Fred and George bring
Oh yeah,
forth, that's a great
yeah.
scene.
I love that whole scene is really well done. Also the shots and camera work in this movie to make because Harry feels more isolated here than ever because Voldemort is like slowly
Right.
taking over his body, you know. And I love
Mhm.
the emphasis in this movie of like love and like friendship. And I think
Yeah.
like as this movie progresses, Harry becomes more alone, and those shots and like camera movements really express that. Like by no one standing around Harry. There's like a shot where Harry is standing alone, like towards the Great Hall, and there's no one around him as the camera pans out, really giving him like a sense of isolation.
Mhm.
I feel like Michael Gambit is also really good in this movie as Dumbledore.
Yeah.
Just kind of like as a side character, and I love the or like not the banter, but the playoff of him and Daniel Radcliffe, especially one scene where Harry like blows up at Dumbledore, being like, "What has happened?" Because he's convinced that he's turning evil, Harry, because Dumbledore is slowly taking over Harry's
Yeah.
body. And so he's just like, "What is happening to me?" He's just shouting. I just think it's really great. So, yeah, that's why I like Order of the Phoenix. I think they turned like probably one of the worst
Right.
books into one of the best movies. So, do you guys want to talk about Ex Machina now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So,
So first I want to hear what your guys out of 10 like ratings would be. I would put it like 8.5
So,
out of 10. 8
cutting
out of
out.
10.
okay, I rated it. I'm gonna check my letterbox score. I rated it 4 out of 5 stars, so 8 out of 10.
What about you, Jake?
Jake left. Oh,
Some technical difficulties, but
oh, there you go. Technical difficulties there.
Yes, sir. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. It's all right.
I had to go back out and come back in.
Okay, that's fine.
so what would you rate it out of 10, Jake?
Ex Machina? Well, when I first came out of it, I was really, really impressed. I thought it was great. I was just really, really invested in the story because I didn't know anything about it when I watched it. And after seeing it, I was very impressed, and I thought it was great. I'd probably give it an 8.5 out of 10.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it was great, and
Do you guys want me
Really?
to? Do you guys want me to read my review?
sure.
It was.
Sure.
It was. I usually do these right after. I write.
Really, you
I'll
don't
watch
sleep on it?
I don't sleep on it. These are usually my first impressions. That's why my Rise of Skywalker review was pretty high. I gave it like 4 stars at my initial, and now it's 2 stars. So I say that it's a film with a somewhat shallow and predictable story, but it hides behind its stunning visuals, great effects, tense score, amazing performances, being Oscar Isaac, and Alicia Vikander. And I found kind of the whole movie to be a bit pretentious at times. Just it seemed a little bit too like mythological and mythological, like bringing up like the gods. I feel like it wasn't really needed. Where in terms of like, I hear like the same complaint for like the lighthouse, but I feel like there it fits more properly because it's like the time period combined with like the location of where they are, you know, stuck on a rock in the middle of nowhere. And I said I was able to predict a pretty good chunk of the plot points and twists about right before the third act. I predicted Kyoko being an AI in the scene that she's introduced in. And there were a lot of shots of Kyoko, especially when it's Gleason and Isaac talking at that dinner table, and it keeps cutting back to her. I knew that there was something up with her. Like, I had the suspicion in her first scene in the movie that she was AI, and then during that scene later, I was able to tell immediately. Mm-hmm. Overall, I said it's not a bad watch. The movie does do a great job at keeping a tense feeling. I just wish the story was a bit stronger, and then I said people to watch it.
That's something I'm gonna have to disagree with you on. I never once in that movie felt tense at all, and I thought a lot of the things, like as you said, Kyoko being AI, and I didn't think that she would take Caleb with her once she got out. I thought that was all very predictable, and I knew that she was causing the power shutdowns as well. So, you know, I don't know, but Oscar Isaac, amazing performance. I thought the set fit the story amazing.
Yeah.
Like, and their budget was $15 million, so...
Wow, you know, that seems very low.
15 million?
It's low. It's only 15 million, yeah.
I thought the CGI holds up a lot, I think.
Oh, yeah. It won Best Visual Effects at the Oscar.
Oh, it did? Yeah. I didn't... Yeah, I could see it.
Wow.
That
is a very low budget for...
I love the set design of, like, it's very narrow, like, tight corridors. I remember seeing trailers for this movie, and I feel like it was advertised as, like, a robot horror movie, where, like, the only clips that were shown were of Ava or Alicia Vikander just, like, running up and down through the hall. I feel like that's such poor marketing.
That's what I saw. Whenever I saw, you know, it just that one scene where they're in the hallway with Kyoko is like the whole trailer.
I'm watching the movie. I'm like, this is terrible advertising. Like people who would go to see this because they think it's just like a robot horror, you know, movie. They're completely like duped. You know.
Well, yeah. I think that they would hopefully have been pleasantly surprised with what they got.
Yeah.
Well, thankfully, I didn't see any of the marketing or any of the trailers. I went in really blind, so I'm glad.
Yeah. I remember vaguely seeing the marketing.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. That the way that I remember seeing ads on TV or like watching the trailer, I remember specifically as a horror, you know, movie where they're just stuck in that house and then like Ava is just hunting them down. That's what I thought the whole movie was about, honestly.
Yeah.
And then I watched it and I was actually pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
So, and I thought Domhnall Gleeson's acting it wasn't bad. It was just kind of average. There's no complaints.
Yeah, I thought he was very meh.
Well, that might have been due to maybe the writing a little bit.
Yeah, he had some kind of cringeworthy lines, in my opinion.
I don't know. I really liked his character, actually.
I liked his character a lot too, but I just think,
especially that scene when towards the end when he kind of realizes why Nathan has him there at the house, and he's like, you kind of chose me because of my search results and my search history, and you could just see him realizing
And how he doesn't have a family or a girlfriend or
yeah,
anyone
yeah,
who cares
yeah. I
about him.
thought that actually gave him some depth. I really think that gave him some depth as a character.
I felt very conflicted about the whole dead parent thing because I felt like that wasn't until like very later, you know. So I thought like he addressed it, and then they just didn't talk about it for like 30 minutes, and I'm like, oh, they're just never gonna bring it back up again. Like there's no reason for it, and I felt like it was kind of a cop out in the moment, but I feel like the build up for it was a bit better.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know
when you kind of realize why.
Yeah.
Why Nathan picked him, all the reasons. I thought that was actually a really good high point.
Yeah.
I still don't know how I like feel about like the very first part of the movie where he just automatically wins this contest.
Well,
like,
that
I feel
really
like they could have
matter.
shown a little bit more. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, the
but
pacing was very
small things.
The pacing was very not. I don't think it was very good because there were like the very beginning of the movie, like the first like 20 minutes moves by like super fast. Like it's so like the opening scene is just like there's no build up or anything, no like exposition. There's just like
Well,
it's just like
that was
You don't.
that was more than likely intentional.
yeah. Well, yeah, I know that. I just personally, in my opinion, I just don't like how that was done. I just feel like there should have been, like, for a movie to start out moving that fast, I just think was a little out of place.
Yeah, and you don't know like what company he works for or who Nathan is or like what this whole search history is. It's just like you won a contest, and then he flies out. I'm like, wait, like what's happening?
Speaking of the flying out for the finale, I still can't get around that.
I completely agree.
How she's able to escape on the helicopter?
Okay, yeah, that was
so
ridiculous.
stupid. I can't. You can't ignore that. That like because this guy, this helicopter pilot, seems like he's been around the block before. He probably works with the company. You know, he's probably worked with Nathan before getting people in and out of his property.
Right.
And you think he's pretty good. Like, he's probably very on top of his job, knows who he has to pick up and at what time. And for some reason, he just picks up this random girl who just comes out of nowhere. Like,
I mean, who knows? It could have been a different driver. It could have been a different helicopter pilot.
It looked like the same guy.
Well, yeah, he probably had orders, too, and stuff.
I don't think there's, in my opinion, I don't think there's really anything that can like justify that for me. I just think that's very stupid.
Yeah. Maybe she talked to him and convinced him.
Like, oh, I fell. I killed the guy.
Yeah.
I killed the guy you were supposed to take home.
Wait, so one thing in the movie that kind of confused me was I talked to Aim about this. He thinks it's a joke, but Nathan, this one scene, it's like they're talking about electricity and the power shuts down, and he's like, yeah, these two guys came in here to work on it one time, but I just killed them. And then,
yeah.
And then it just kind of goes by, and like you never really make anything of it. And I thought the script was poor for saying that.
I think Domhnall Gleeson kind of would have inquired about that, like, been like, wait, what?
I feel like
kind of just like, okay.
I feel like it was a bit more supposed to be a joke,
I was like,
though.
But it wasn't a joke. They were like, he had a blank face, and Nathan wasn't even like, haha, like he was before, joking with him.
Well, you know what? It probably was a joke because later you realize that Ava is the one causing the outages.
Yeah.
So he was probably just like, oh yeah, I had these guys come over, but I had to kill them because it's some really it's top secret stuff. It's probably a joke.
Yeah. And like
But I feel like that scene is like one of the tenser parts in the movie.
He clearly didn't have any intention to kill Caleb before he foiled his plan. Or I don't even know if he would have killed him then. He just knocked him out.
Him saying that makes me think like maybe the helicopter just comes and picks no one up because like maybe this information is too classified that Nathan just kills him after they're done. Like, he was skinny, he was tall, he didn't have parents. And then they show that scene where it's like, you picked me because I don't have parents, blah, 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 this, that. I don't have a girlfriend or a wife. And that's like, oh, so Nathan has an intent on killing him. That's what stuck in my brain.
Yeah.
Why would they added that?
I guess, but I don't know why they would have. I don't know why that. I don't think that could be really an intent of someone. That was more just to fit in with the algorithm of the AI. If that makes sense.
Yeah. That's exactly why. Like, he picked him for those reasons because of the way he would interact with Ava. That's the only reason.
That's why Ava. They mentioned something like Ava's face was based off of like his porn recommendations and stuff.
Right.
Because it's all based around him for that test.
Yeah.
That's all it was. I don't think he ever really had an intent of killing Nathan. I
just thought the script was a little misleading saying that, because that scene is very tense. If you go look at that scene again, there's clearly no joke. After he says that, he just kind of moves on. Nathan's like, haha, cheer up or something.
He doesn't even laugh or anything.
Yeah.
Nathan's just like, I had to kill him, and then Caleb's just sitting there drinking his wine, like,
Yeah. He doesn't even say anything. I'll give you that. That was a little weird.
Yeah.
And then after that scene, he's like, "Oh, okay. So what do you think of First Save Ava or whatever?" And then I'm like, "Wait, what? We're just gonna ignore that he just said that?" Like,
yeah.
Also,
but I think it was probably a joke.
I don't know.
There were a couple parts where Alicia Vikander, is that her name or is it Alyssa? Alicia,
I think.
Alicia Vikander. Is she she's British, right? Or she's European?
She is European, yeah.
Because there were some points in the movie where I could hear her European accent, like it slipped through. There were a few scenes,
I didn't hear anything.
And it was pretty noticeable, in my opinion. I just thought that was they could have looked that over, and kind of,
Yeah. Who cares?
I guess so. I mean, you can't really do anything about it now. It's like after this episode comes out, now releasing Ex Machina 2.0.
the American cut.
She's like 5 years older. They just slap a bald cap on her.
Yeah.
One of the scenes that I actually thought was pretty cool, that one of the best scenes, was when he goes on the computer and he notices all the other AI units that are being used, and it's slowly building up. I thought that was a great addition to the movie.
I liked him looking at the tapes. That was good. Well done.
One scene that was kind of weird to me, or kind of seemed a little out of character for him, was when he cut his arm open.
Yeah, that was really weird.
Then punched the mirror or the camera or whatever.
I don't know why that was I don't know why that was needed, other than for Nathan to give an explanation that Caleb was going crazy.
Yeah.
I do not, maybe to see if he was an android too, but that's what I was thinking.
That's
just such a stupid, I don't know. It didn't really fit.
I mean, if you guys care, I have some ratings from top movie companies. So IMDb rated 7.7 out of 10.
Okay.
And Rotten Tomatoes rated a 92%.
Okay, click on the Rotten Tomatoes and see the actual score, what people actually rate.
Audience score?
No, here.
Audience
I'll look.
Audience score is at 86%, by the way.
86?
Yeah. That's very high.
It's not that long of a movie. It's pretty short, to be honest.
Yeah, I was very engaged and invested.
Let's see. 92.
It gained.
Hold on.
It gained 19 million at the box office.
See score details. Okay, so 92% of critics rated it positively, but the actual average rating among all critics is an 8 out of 10. So basically where we are sitting. So that doesn't mean that it. Yeah, that's how Rotten Tomatoes can be kind of misleading.
Yeah, I don't really like Rotten Tomatoes for that reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their Instagram is kind of annoying too.
An 8 out of 10, as the actual score?
Yeah. From critics. So it's basically what we have.
Huh.
So.
I think there were some really high points in the movie, and then like some things that were a little not needed or confusing.
Also, Ava
like that.
talks about going to see an intersection.
He does. At the very end.
Yeah, I know, but they don't show it. I just wanted like a pullback shot of
Like,
just her standing there.
I totally agree.
Because it ends
instead of
with
just like on her foot.
It ends with a close up like reflection shot of her face, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
And when
but
they go in, they just show her like her shoes.
I feel like
No,
that,
you know what-
going in.
that could have been
What's cool about that last shot? You know what's cool about that last shot?
what?
So you see the shadows of the people walking on the sidewalk,
Yeah.
and then you see her reflection,
Mm-hmm.
and then what's awesome about the very last frame is you see her kind of mix in with the crowd, just like she's a normal person.
Yeah.
Which is so cool. Which is such a cool way to end it, because she's like in the world now, and you see her grouped together, and she's not like you can't distinguish her, which I thought was a really cool way to end it.
Yeah. I mean that's yeah. I could have I thought that idea could have been done well, but if it's a pullback shot, like say from like a building of like the intersection, and she starts walking, and after a little bit she just becomes she becomes drowned in the crowd of people.
Yeah. Well,
so she becomes one of them.
Right.
And I mean, it could have been done that way too. I feel like that could have been, because then it would have harkened back to a previous scene
of her wanting to be in the intersection.
Yeah, I would like to see what Ava how things are going for her. Whatever.
Check up on her.
It's just like Ex Machina life.
like a comedy.
Not a comedy, but like
Ex Machina, or Die Trying, girl. Like that comedy.
What?
What is that one called?
What?
It was like the 80s movie, something or Die Trying. Work hard.
I have no
Get Rich
idea.
or Die Trying.
Work or die.
It's Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yeah, work hard or die trying, girl. Oh wait, no, that's an episode of. That's an episode
It's
of
Get
Bob's...
Rich or Die Trying.
Is it Get?
That's what it is.
Get Rich.
Yeah.
What is it? A show or a movie?
It's a movie. Okay, I got the title mixed up because it's an episode of Bob's Burgers, which in fact is currently my favorite TV show. I think right now, it's a great show. But it's where the kids in that show, they put on a play mixing Die Hard and then another 80s movie, and it's something work trying girl. Work something work work or die trying? I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no clue.
So you want an Ex Machina sequel?
Like a parody kind of. Just I work at my local Applebee's.
I would like to see it. I would like to see an SNL skit of that. That'd be funny.
Yeah, that could be done well. I work at my local Applebee's. and get paid $6 an hour. She was like living in a box.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, like, where's she gonna go from there? She's in the world, but you have no money. You can't really do anything.
You know, it was a really cool part of the movie.
Wait, does she have superhuman strength? Was that ever?
I don't know. I think
I don't think so.
Because I was thinking she could just kill
strong.
people and get stuff.
She looked like a regular person, but that one scene where she was in the hallway where Nathan just hits her hand off, I was like, wait, she looks like super like skinny. Like for an AI, like because like the scene makes her look just like, you know, obviously she has the other stuff in it, like on like the AI body, but
Yeah.
when she gets outside of that like box that she's in, she goes in the hallway. She looks way smaller than I imagined. I don't know.
She
Just my
looks
opinion.
the same height, I think.
Not height wise.
You mean like mass wise?
Yeah, mass.
She's like skinnier.
She looked wider and like almost. She didn't look like she was like built, but she didn't look like she was like skinny. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I kind of noticed.
Interesting thought there.
I honestly don't have that much left to say.
I was just gonna say
the music's good.
it is good.
Some of it, most of it.
I like how Caleb was talking to her in one of the sessions about. He was telling her a story about someone who knew all about color, but lived in a black and white world, saw black and white. That was really cool.
Yeah,
Just describing Ava to her.
Yeah.
And then also there were some really cool shots of like the landscape. Like what was cool about the setting of the movie was it felt really isolated.
Yeah.
And it also felt really claustrophobic, kind of in the, like in his room, and in where he did the sessions with Ava. It felt really like they were kind of like underground and there were no way out, kind of. But then there'd be shots where Caleb and Nathan would be talking outside with these beautiful landscapes and like with snow-capped like mountains and then like lush green forests and stuff. That was really, really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. There were just cool touches like that.
I think Caleb or Donald Gleason's character, I feel like he's a little bit out of character when he goes to break out Ava. I feel like that might just be me.
Yeah, I see what you mean, but he seems like a smart guy.
He goes like 0 to 80, like just like that.
Yeah,
like it's.
But I don't know. It's cool because you get to see him develop this relationship with her.
I feel
like he really cares for her, and then he's gonna do whatever he can to get.
I just kind of wish that there was something more because we've gotten that story before. Like I was expecting with such high praise, there could have been something more than just like this non-human relationship, and then the human ends up attempting to break the non-human out of whatever captivity they're in.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could say the twist is different because usually in that style of writing or story, it ends with both of them together. But there, she leaves him to die. So.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, that was such a good. I was like, holy! Oh, that was so good.
So.
When she left him in there.
Yeah. All right. I don't really have much left to say then about that.
Yeah.
Me either.
Yeah. Overall,
Pretty
good stuff.
I enjoyed it.
Glad I saw it.
I'm glad I saw it too.
I think that was a good pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, good job, Gavin.
Thanks.
Yeah, good
nice
job.
pick.
All right.
So next week we got Eamon picking the movie, so that'll be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Should I announce it here or?
I think.
I don't know. Let's leave him in suspense.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Yeah. Okay. So, do you guys want to kind of move on? I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you guys have any thoughts or anything?
Gavin, do you have any thoughts?
I don't think so. Not right now.
I was kind of thinking, like, I was kind of thinking, because we're kind of on this esque of, like, Harry Potter's kind of Halloween-ish, even though it's not Halloween. And Ex Machina is more of a thriller. So I was kind of wondering, what was your guys' favorite Halloween costume that you went as? If you guys can remember any.
Let me think.
Well, I've got a couple.
Okay.
I got one really good one.
All right, who wants to go first?
You want to go, Gavin?
Jay, you can go.
All right. Well, one for me, obviously, my name being Jake.
Mm-hmm.
There's an obvious choice.
Jake from State Farm?
Yes, sir.
Ooh.
To go as Jake from State Farm. I've done it
there
twice now. Well, I did it. So last Halloween, I did it at a party, and it was great because it's so easy. All you need is a collared shirt, khaki pants,
Yeah,
and a
red
little
shirt,
State
khaki
Farm logo.
pants. Yeah.
It's so easy, and everyone loves it. Because they've been calling me that forever.
Classic.
So it's nice to put that outfit on and kind of turn into that character.
Yeah.
But I did it a long time ago too when I was younger, and it's just easy and fun. And then a long time ago, I also did a pretty sweet homemade Jack Sparrow costume.
Huh.
I got all the makeup and
I feel like
and
I remember a lot of people being Jack Sparrow back in the day.
Now that I think about it, I don't remember a lot of Jack Sparrow, honestly.
I feel like I'd occasionally see like a Jack Sparrow just like hanging around.
When I was little, like first grade, kindergarten, yeah, there was a lot. But once we got into like
No, yeah, that's what I mean.
fifth, fourth, I don't remember.
No, yeah,
any,
no,
honestly.
I didn't see. Yeah.
But so Jake, you done with your?
yeah, my Jack Sparrows. I mean, I think it was the best one of all time. I had this great pirate shirt and the sword and everything. It was just unparalleled.
So let me tell you
Johnny
about my
Depp
costume.
can make a run for his money.
Yeah. Honestly.
Go buy another. Go buy another island. Sorry, Gavin. Gavin, you could go.
No, you're fine. So I was gonna tell you about my costume. So I made so I dressed up as Obi-Wan, first grade, and then third grade, maybe even second-ish. I dressed up as Lego Obi-Wan.
I remember that.
I made the whole suit. I made the Lego head.
I remember that.
I ordered these big robes because I literally had like those block hands that I put my hands in.
Yeah, no, you had.
So I had the little grabbable. That was really cool, and the robes were huge.
Yeah.
And I had to fit it around this big suit, and it was really hot. And I even did holes like where the eyes were, and it looked just like a Lego character. And it was like my mom helped me. Like me and my mom worked on that for like a week.
Dude,
was it like an
actually
actual Lego? Was it like an actual
Yeah,
Lego?
it looks like an actual Lego piece. Like my feet look like Legos, my arms look like Legos.
That's funny.
I had the lightsaber with me too.
Yeah.
I have a similar thing, but I have a few. So this year was the first year that I didn't like dress up at all, like even to like a party or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But before I made that decision, I was thinking of dressing up as the Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
Oh yeah.
I just thought that would have been a cool costume to do, especially because the movie came out like a few weeks before.
Right.
Yeah.
But a couple years ago, I went as Tommy Wiseau, which was pretty fun. Very easy to do. All you need is like a blazer, khaki pants, a black shirt, and a black wig.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty easy. I also went as Obi-Wan. I think in first grade as well. I think that's why I remember it, because me and Gavin were...
We were both Obi-Wan.
Because Obi-Wan is, in my opinion, the undisputed best Star Wars character.
Best character,
wow.
for sure. Not in all of Star
Definitely,
Wars.
yeah.
For sure.
And then it was either in third or fourth grade. I also I didn't go as a Lego Obi-Wan. I went as a Lego man, though. Like a minifigure. And it was like me and my mom, we made the thing, the costume. It was like a giant cardboard.
I think I may have given you the head. I might have. It might have been before. I don't remember. I ended up giving that head to someone, and I can't remember who it was.
I remember me and my mom making the head, actually. So
I gave it to someone. I can't remember. Yeah.
But we got like this big tube, like this big industrial cardboard tube thing at Home Depot, and then like she put duct tape all around it and traced the like the signature smiley face on the minifigure. And then through it, she got like this spandex kind of in like black, so I could see through it. So I still have it. I'm actually holding it right now. I still keep it around because I just think it's that cool. It's just kind of a cool thing to have, and it looks pretty good. So so then I had a giant like cardboard body, like it was very big, and then I had like these. We made like the hands out of like the claw hands out of like cloth, I think. I don't think I really wore them, but that was a cool costume. And then also, I went as Batman in like kindergarten and elementary. Actually, no, in kindergarten, I went as Anakin Skywalker from the Clone Wars. And what was weird about that one is it was from the show, and the costume came with like a mask that looks just like Anakin's face, and it was kind of terrifying. Like it was like didn't have eyes. It was just like his skin. It was really weird.
Yeah. First grade, I was a mean Jango Fett.
Oh, I was also Jango
I had
one year.
such a dope
I
Jango
remember
Fett.
that.
Jango Fett was awesome.
Dude, Jango was the coolest character.
Yeah, Jango was like
Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan was the best character, but Jango was just cool. He looked cool. Mm-hmm. He flew a cool ship. He had a jetpack.
Yeah.
I mean,
he had all the cool features.
I mean, if that doesn't scream cool to a first grader, I don't know what does.
Yeah.
And then also like the various years, like in like I remember I went as like Batman and like before kindergarten, and I went as Batman after kindergarten in like second grade.
I was Batman like once when I was like 5.
I was Superman.
The thing is, I never was Batman. I was
Batman a few times,
and I loved Batman too. So I don't know.
I
had a mean Indiana Jones costume one time. I had the whip and everything.
I was Indiana Jones too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might have gone as 2 people for Halloween in kindergarten, because I remember being Indiana Jones one year and also Anakin another year. So I think I went as both. That might sound weird, but there was like I remember I went, or my school or our elementary school, it wasn't the Wrightsville Beach, but it was a different one in Los Angeles, but they had like a Halloween whole party, and I remember I dressed up as Anakin to that, but I remember I went as Indiana Jones, I think, for Halloween itself. So
yeah,
but yeah,
very cool.
Those are good memories.
2 years ago, I was Dwight Schrute, and that was a really good costume. I even had like a badge. I had like the exact same tie and
the hair.
That's a good one to do.
I remember
it was really good.
I remember seeing your costume. You looked like the gym Dwight.
Exactly. Hair. Yeah.
Because you look a little bit like John Krasinski, a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Like if you had brown hair, you'd look like a little John Krasinski Jr.
That's hyping me up a little too much, but
yeah. I don't know. Show up to his and Olivia Wilde's. Was it Olivia Wilde? No, it's not. It's
it's Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt.
Yeah, Emily Blunt.
Yeah. Show up
Olivia
to their door.
Wilde's Jason Sudeikis wife.
Show up to their door and be like, "I'm your son. Adopt me." Then they do, and you live with the Krasinskis. That'd be kind of cool, actually. I feel like John Krasinski. Yeah. John Krasinski seems like he'd be a pretty chill dad.
He seems awesome.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Have you seen his new Some Good News YouTube channel?
Yeah.
I've seen that, yeah.
That's cool.
He
just seems like a good guy.
He does.
I really want to watch
Place
the Jack Ryan show. but I haven't started it. So
Yeah, I haven't.
Oh yeah, the
watched
Jack
that.
Ryan show. I heard that was good.
Quiet Place is meh, but he seems like a cool guy, so we get to pass.
A Quiet Place is a really good movie.
I didn't like it.
Quiet
that
Place
much.
was good.
Like, I thought there were parts that were good. I just thought like it was kind of cliche. That might be why I didn't really like it as much. I thought the whole premise was interesting, and like the whole introduction with their little child. You know,
Yeah.
I thought that was good. Yeah. I feel like that, like Halloween costumes are such because I used to in kindergarten. I used to just wear my Halloween costumes like other times too. Like I go out in the backyard. Maybe you guys did that as well. But I'd go out in like the backyard and pretend to be like whoever I was dressed up as. I remember doing
Same.
I remember doing like Indiana Jones and like going on like this giant fake adventure.
Yeah, those are the best times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where imagination was everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
Dude, just that like feeling of like playing with Legos or like thinking you're fighting someone when you're like, 12.
Bro, Nerf
Or like
Wars?
not 12, like 9.
12's kind of old.
Yeah, no, not 12. But when you're like 9 and stuff, I don't know, it's different.
Nerf Wars?
Yeah.
Nerf Wars still I would still be down for a Nerf War. Honestly.
Yeah.
If someone goes up to me and is like, "Hey, you want to have a Nerf?" Like I'd be like, "Fuck yeah, I'll have a Nerf War."
Let's do it.
Like I don't care. I still got my guns. I'll whip them out. Honestly, like those are such fun times too. I remember like building like pillow forts and stuff, and then having Nerf Wars.
I remember that as well.
And at the end, you just look around and it'd just be like a giant mess.
Yeah, then you just have to pick everything up.
But it was worth it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It was always worth it. I remember seeing... Gavin, you might not remember this. I remember you and me, I think we left early, like a little bit early, to go see The Avengers, like the first one.
The first one, yeah.
And that was the first Marvel movie. No, never mind. I saw Iron Man. I did not see any of the others beforehand.
I saw Hulk, Iron Man, but I didn't see
Captain
the
America
first Captain
or
America.
Thor.
You guys saw Iron Man in the theater?
I saw Iron Man in theater. Yeah, I don't remember like any.
I
of it.
didn't.
Yeah,
I was like
saw
5.
It on TV.
I remember seeing. I didn't see Captain America, the First Avenger, or Thor in the theater, but I remember them being out.
Yeah.
But then, like the first time you really wanted to go see one of those movies was when the Avengers came out.
Yeah. I remember
everyone went and saw the Avengers.
I remember Gavin and we went to go see that together, and I remember we dressed up and we didn't have any Marvel characters, so I think Gavin, you dressed up as like a clone trooper, and I dressed up as Batman, and we just walked into the theater.
Oh yeah,
dude, that was just like dude, that stuff brings back such good memories. Like just doing whatever, you know.
Totally.
Like, yeah, I'm in, like, 2nd grade. I want to dress up as Batman to the movie theater. Fuck it. I don't care. Like, honestly, those are just such good times. And also, when I remember we went to go see, or we were going to go see Thor, The Dark World for my birthday, and then we didn't, because the trailers were, like, very suggestive. I remember we all didn't feel comfortable, so we just left.
Yeah. We didn't even watch it.
I know. It wasn't a good movie
ended up being
anyway.
a terrible movie anyway.
Yeah, it was a bad movie anyway. Saved us.
Honestly, I saw Thor: The Dark World in the theater, and I remember very much enjoying it.
Really?
Really?
I mean, we were young. We probably would have thought it was cool back then anyway.
Yeah, it was like really funny and stuff, but now it would be no.
Also, I remember it was.
You thought Thor: The Dark World was funny?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay.
I
didn't really think. I thought that was like the difference between the third and the second.
Yeah, I thought
but the second one is actually pretty funny if you watch it. again.
I'll have to rewatch it. Yeah, but
I mean,
I just
definitely-
remember it as so serious and like.
Oh no,
whole
definitely
villain
no.
and-
The first one definitely takes itself way too seriously.
All the Dutch
But-
angles, perfect.
Yeah, but like the second one, definitely like more humorous.
Yeah.
I mean, not
I
nearly
think
as much as Ragnarok, but I just remember I've only seen it one time, and it was in the theater, and I just remember thinking it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Dude, I wish I could just go back and see the first Avengers for the first time, dude. Like seeing that, like
That was great.
that was like
I
at the
remember
time
seeing
that was the
that.
best movie I've ever seen.
I remember
Like,
seeing
was like,
that.
oh my god!
And like thinking like during their team up scene, like where they're all like in a circle, I was thinking like, man, it can't ever get bigger than this. And then
Yeah, I know.
literally like 7 years later we get Endgame. It's like who's in this movie now? There's like
I know,
there's like 60 people. How am I supposed to keep track of everyone?
But Loki is still one of the best villains in any MCU movie, and that's why I think that's my favorite Avengers movie.
Yeah, I like
Really?
him.
Yeah, the first Avengers is my favorite.
First Avengers is your favorite? Wow.
Yep.
Wow,
and then
that
I
is-
got and then I got Infinity War second, but
I like
Infinity War is so much better, but you know.
I disagree. But
Well,
Oh,
on an emotional
next
level.
time on the average cast.
Yes.
I mean I like the first Avengers. I think Infinity War is better than Endgame, personally.
Infinity War is it's kind of all this fighting now. I kind of that's what I kind of like about the
Endgame.
first Avengers is because
Oh,
no, well I like Endgame too, but the first Avengers they have conflict between the team and them getting together. You know,
they're
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
I'm not gonna look for like a Marvel movie to be like a cinematic masterpiece. I'm just gonna look and see if I have fun, and if I have fun watching it, I don't really care.
I mean that's what I think about Star Wars movies and
I've
Harry
just-
Potter movies.
I
Things
don't-
like that.
But for Star Wars, they also have to be like, because Star Wars is, I don't know, it's weird because it's kind of different in my opinion. Like, you should take them both as fun, but I love Star Wars so much more than I do like Marvel and stuff.
Yeah, same.
That I just hold it because if they ruin a Star Wars movie, I'm gonna be kind of pissed off. Like if they ruin a
Yeah.
Marvel movie, yeah, whatever. It's gonna be whatever.
Yeah, that's a great point.
And that's why I just like having fun in Marvel movies. All the characters are pretty much likable.
Mhm.
A lot of the action is good, and that's why I like Infinity War. It's actually somewhat different. I think.
Yeah,
that,
but Infinity War has great action, but it has like the stakes
yeah,
are so high, and
Yeah.
and Thanos is the best villain ever in the MCU.
I think so. Yeah,
I think
So-
Logan's
and it-
better in my opinion.
because his
but-
What
his
are you
reasoning,
talking about?
you kind of agree with him too.
Yeah, it's like you see his perspective.
You
like,
see his
point of
perspective,
view.
and he's not completely wrong. Like he's somewhat right here.
Yeah, and it's just that Infinity War is a movie about like it's Thanos' movie.
I think that's
Yeah.
like film speaking. I feel like Infinity War is probably the best.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I would
the
totally
ending-
get by
no
like,
better ending than that.
Oh yeah, with
Yeah.
the music too, the farm.
No, oh, so good.
It's great. The
So
music
good.
is so good. But that's for next time, guys. We're saving that.
All right, yeah,
We
let's
gotta
save
get
it.
thing going.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Well, I think I don't really have much else to talk about. We need to
Yeah,
find
I
more random stuff to talk about. Like
Well,
whenever we
until
Yeah,
get
I think we've covered a lot today. If you look
Yeah,
at
I
the
know.
time.
Yeah. I feel like whenever we get to this section though, I just come up blank. Most of the
Well,
time.
let's
I feel like we
Well-
came up with some pretty good.
some stuff.
I think so. I like talking about Halloween costumes.
All right.
So, do you guys have anything else to add?
No,
Anything?
let's wrap up.
Gavin?
If you made it this far, thanks for listening.
Yeah. Thank
Definitely.
you all.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
all
everybody.
for listening to episode 2. Again, we are the Average Cast. We will see you again next time.